The Lakhani Group Global, crafting the future of hospitality in venture capital.
Hello everyone, a warm welcome to all our esteemed participants from all over the globe. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Banda Mukta. I'm the Investor Relations Officer at TLG Global, and I'll be your moderator for this session today. So together, let's explore some incredible opportunities that lie ahead for us. We will be focusing today more on European residency with a special highlight on our newly launched Latvia residency program. So this program offers unique advantages whether you're looking to expand your business in Europe, enjoying, looking forward to enjoy a European lifestyle, or simply benefit from the access to the entire Schengen region. As most of you may already know, TLG Global is committed to providing comprehensive solutions for individuals seeking to expand their horizons and enjoy the benefits of securing European residency. With an impressive track record of more than 27 projects across the globe, over 130 million worth asset portfolio, and 300 plus investors globally, we are committed to assisting you navigate this journey smoothly. Our expert panel today will share insights, answer your queries, and guide you through the process, ensuring you leave feeling informed and empowered. So we encourage you all to please feel free to post questions in the chat, and we will definitely try to take as many as possible at the end of this session. So let's dive in and explore what Latvia holds for all of us. Let's get started, and welcome once again. Today we have a distinguished panel. We have with us Mr. Sumit Singh. He is a partner with HOLBORN Assets. So we have with us our CEO and President, Mr. Rahim Lakhani, and our CEO, Azima Lakhani. Welcome all of you, and thank you for being there today with us. A bit of a disclaimer, regarding this presentation. So I've already introduced myself. So this presentation is for Lux Smart Hospitality Investment, stakeholders only, providing insights into TLG Global, more popularly known as the Lakhani Group, and its subsidiaries. It is not an offer to buy, sell securities, or provide financial, legal, or any regulatory advice. So do not share publicly without a written consent. It includes forward-looking statements subject to risk, and financial data is as of October 1st, 2024, and updates will only be provided if legally required. Let's get started. Let's move ahead. Let me introduce you more closely to our esteemed panelists. So we have Azima Lakhani. She is the Chief Operating Officer for TLG Global, bringing a wealth of expertise in strategic leadership and operational excellence. She is passionate about innovation and collaboration. Azima plays a pivotal role in steering the company's global operations, ensuring seamless execution of its vision and mission. Her dynamic approach and commitment to fostering collaboration have been instrumental in positioning TLG Global as a leader in its industry. Welcome, Azima, and over to you.
Thank you, Bandy. Thank you so much for the kind introduction, and thank you all for joining us today. It's been an extreme pleasure to have you all on board. I'm really very thrilled to be presenting this segment of this webinar to introduce the Lakhani Group family office and our global team. So TLG Global is headquarters in Portugal. Over 40 years of experience in real estate, in hospitality and immigration. We are currently working on 27 plus active projects. Our track record of about 1,000 plus GoldenVisa applications, 130 million euro worth of asset portfolio, and more than 300 plus investors. A big statement, but this is who we are. So we are very proud to be where we are today. Moving to the next slide, please. So founded in 1983, our board of directors here are our parents, Mr. Ramzan and Ms. Yasmin Lakhani. The heart of TLG Global is now led by a strong leadership team. Our president and CEO, Rahim Lakhani, has been instrumental in driving the company's growth and vision. Afsana Lakhani, our chief strategy officer, ensures that we align with market trends and investor benefits. Myself, Azima Lakhani, Chief Operating Officer, is responsible for execution of projects and mitigating risks around them. And last but not least, we have Kareem Jivani, our Chief Auditor Officer, who ensures financial integrity and compliance in the company. This leadership team brings decades of experience across the real estate development, that our investors receives the best strategic insights and return on their investments. Moving forward to the next slide, please. So here you can see our global operations are supported by an experienced international team spread across all regions. Here is a glimpse of our core team, our Business Development Director, Carlos Pirin, our CFO, Pedro Rodriguez, our Legal Director, Dr. George, alongside with our team specializing in several aspects of investment process. Our dedicated team around the globe, especially in Portugal, Latvia, India, China, ensuring that our investors and stakeholders receive seamless services across the nation. We are very proud in having such a strategic team behind TLG Global. Moving to the next slide, please. So here is our proud partnerships that we would like to portray. So one of our proud partners is Wyndham Hotels and Resorts, commonly known as Ramada around the globe. Special thanks to our partners with NXM Accounting. As below, you can see some of our brands that are from hospitality to construction to legal to supply chain and technology. So we are actually growing in every sector. Our brands are exploring 24/7, and we are growing each day as we speak. So moving to the next slide, please. Here is a glimpse of
Sorry, are you able to hear us? I'm not able to hear Azima.
She is not audible.
No, you're not. You are on mute. Yeah, go ahead. Yes, yeah.
I'm really sorry. Did I miss all the slides or just the last one?
Please continue with this. Please
Last
continue with this particular slide. Continue, please.
Okay, great. So sorry about that technical difficulty right there. So I was just elaborating on our portfolio here with a number of brands associated from Wyndham Resorts and Hotels. So we have here L Towers, L Offices, L Students, L Hotels, Days Inn, Trademark Collection by Wyndham, Ramada Residences, Wyndham Garden, Wyndham Residences, and L Wellness, which is a resort that we are developing for wellnesses. So together, a portfolio of 1,000+ keys to be delivered in the Q4 of 2025. A collective effort from the team, a lot of construction and a lot of hospitality projects coming to Portugal this year. And moving to the next slide, please. So this is a brief presentation of our fund performance. So Class in Business is a regulated fund, regulated by CMVM, which is the Securities Commission here in Portugal. This is an ultimate license that a Portuguese company can have. We are very privileged to have this license for TLG Capital CDOI. We have about 105 million worth of assets portfolio size that we are currently working on. 11 projects that we have invested in. Our internal rate of returns is about 17.7%. Our appreciation rate is about 151%, which gives us a greater appreciation to our investors. Although the slide is very clear about the fund's performances here, but I would like to give it another explanation on the fund size. So the OAC's fund performance currently is at 23 million. We have invested in one project, hospitality project, which is a smart hospitality projects. Given that we have zero loan to value ratio, we are performing very well actually in regards to our investors and their expectations. So now the question is, like, would you like to take the next step ahead in our investment opportunity in Latvia, which will be presented shortly by Rahim Lakhani, and like give you more information on how this minimum investment of the 100,000 euros that you will gain access to a stable economical and legal framework and clear pathway for residency in Europe. And once this is launched, we'll be happy to give you any other information that you require, and we'll be welcoming you in the family of TRG Global. So thank you so much, Brandy.
Thank you so much, Azima. Thank you for sharing a lot of insights about what TLG Global is. Talking about our funds, I think it gives a lot of security to our partners and our potential clients, to see a company so stable, so that they can, invest easily. So thank you so much, Azima, once again. Let us welcome here Sumit, Mr. Sumit Singh. Sumit is a partner with HOLBORN Assets. Welcome, Sumit. Welcome to our webinar today. A little bit more about Sumit is that he has a remarkable experience in the investment management industry, and currently, as I already mentioned, that he's a partner at HOLBORN Assets, which is a leading financial services company that offers tailored solutions to clients across the world. As a member of Investment Migration Council, Sumit has raised more than 32 million euros with various migration programs, and while helping 60 plus families achieve their migration objectives. With HOLBORN Assets, he is heading the program for Hungary and Latvia. So we have Sumit with us, who would be talking about, about his company himself and how HOLBORN Assets can, help us to achieve the shared goals. Over to you, Sumit.
Thank you, Bandamukta. That's very kind of you. Well, hello to everyone, and thank you for sparing your time today, attending us webinar over here. So I think we have spoken about myself. I've been around for the last 8 years in the industry, and with HOLBORN Assets, HOLBORN is basically a wealth management firm, one of the largest in Dubai, and it's been around since 1999. And we have a different division, which we call Citizenship by Investment, in which we help our investors tailor-made solutions about way to get their residencies and citizenship. And I think it's good to mention that we have been the most prominent player in Portugal program in last 2 years. In fact, 10% of the global applications that have gone through the HOLBORN Assets. So that is one of the things that we wanted to mention here. But nonetheless, we'll talk something about the European program and why investors choose this kind of programs for themselves. So before that, GoldenVisa, we need to understand what exactly is GoldenVisa. It's the residency by investment programs for European countries specifically. And the keyword over here is by investment, which actually speeds up the whole process of getting the residency in that continent, in different countries there. So these golden visas basically provide the temporary or permanent residency in the given country, and we will speak about these countries as well. And the best part is these permanent residencies eventually lead to citizenship in these countries. So, for example, there are many countries which have been around with the programs for last around 15 years now, successfully raising capital and providing permanent residencies to the foreigners, non-EU people. So the golden access that you get is in the US countries it offers a high standard of living over there with a familiar Western culture coupled with the charm of and history of Europe. And as I mentioned, the powerful passport that comes with Europe, it's one of the perks of going ahead with European kind of programs. One of the, I think we'll speak about this as well. So the investment that is required in these kind of programs may vary in terms of whether you want to go ahead investing in real estate or it's a investment fund that you want to invest, or it could be business interest or so. So most of these programs, they give a very specific number of days which you have to live in these countries to fulfill the residency requirements, and it is as less as 1 day per year. So it becomes a great plan B for the investors to acquire the residency of these countries and keep their own work in their own country. And if there is a plan B, there's a health crisis that COVID happened, there could be like geopolitical events that are happening, they can always come back to their residencies in these European countries and implement their plan B over there. So that is one of the use case for the golden visas that we have seen with the clients here. Most of the programs, they would look at investing around 250,000 euros to 500,000 euros. We'll also speak about Latvia, which is going to be the game changer over here, which offers to have invested only 50,000 account program over here. But the good part about these programs is they offer you 3 kind of stages in which you can choose your lifestyle. It could be temporary residency in these countries, it could be permanent residency, or if you're ambitious about the things, and you can always go for the passports over there as well. The main reasons we have seen people opting for European kind of programs is for the global mobility. For example, Malta passports or Portugal passports, they are one of the finest programs, finest passports, offering visa-free access to 187 countries. So that becomes one of the attraction for why one should go ahead with European kind of programs over here. There are a few business expansion plans for the people. They want to expand business in Europe. They take residencies over here, and then they don't have to live there. They can operate from there and expand their business in Europe. So that becomes a use case for us as well. Higher education for the kids, that is also one of the things that investors look at. Many high net worth individuals and the families would want their kids to go and have education in Europe, and they would like to have their kids settle there after the education and not on a work visa. And that's how these kind of programs become so handy, so that they can actually plan their kids' life over there. And of course, there is a quality of life, European style of living, and in terms of capital, it could be like portfolio diversification as well. So these are one of the things that we have seen investors going through when they look for European kind of programs. Latvia it's been around since 2013, and it's a very old program, but it has come with a new versions apart from real estate and business investment and everything. So of course, Rahim will talk more about the programs, but I think this is going to be a game changer for the people who are looking for residencies in Europe and planning to obtain the Schengen visa over there. So I think it's a good move, and we are happy to collaborate with the Lakhani Group and look forward to help the investors close the cases here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sumit. That was really nice. I think Latvia is a game changer, absolutely, and we are sure about it. Also, you spoke about global mobility, I think, and expanding business in Europe. I think most of our people or investors, are looking at that, as to how they can have citizenship, probably one, but have many, like multiple residencies, so that they can be called as a global citizen for sure. So thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on this, and please be there, because I'm sure we're going to have a lot of Q&A at the end of the session. So thank you again, Sumit. I would like to now welcome Mr. Rahim Lakhani. He is our CEO and President, and I'm sure doesn't need much of an introduction. But I would like to say here that TLG Global today, wherever it is, it's because of him, his innovative thinking, his leadership, his committedness, or anything you say and it's there, always striving to get new things, trying to do a lot of research and expanding. So yes, apart from having a great track record of managing assets all over the globe, I think yes, a visionary leader in true sense. So not saying much, but it is what it is. So welcome again, Rahim, and over to you. So he'll be delving more into why Latvia and what is Lux smart hospitality product.
Absolutely. Bandy, I'll pass you the $20 later, okay? Thank you for that kind introduction. Really appreciate it, and thank you everyone for attending this webinar. Some places it's good morning, some places it's good evening, and some places it's literally midnight. So I have a lot of our good friends from China actually join in this webinar that I'm seeing. So thank you so much for the love and affection and the time that you guys have given to us. So really appreciate it. And more importantly, today we have our esteemed guest, Mr. Sumit Singh from HOLBORN. So thank you, Mr. Sumit, for graciously accepting to be a part of our webinar and for this excellent presentation that you have given just now, which truly, I believe, opens up some people's minds here, and those that will be watching from other channels as well, and later on YouTube and whatnot, to start thinking, if they haven't already thought about this as a financial tool, they will now start thinking about this, in that context, but also in the context of mobility and how important it is in today's day and age. It sounds very simple. It is literally a residency card. It's a card. It's nothing more than a plastic card, but it has the power to change lives. And it has truly, at least for the investors that we meet on a day-to-day basis, we are so proud to say that we have helped a lot of families to change their lives, and we continue on this mission. Let's say you can only rely on an Indian guy to bring the cost of the GoldenVisa down. So I think that's what we have done. Thanks to the Latvian government support, that we've been able to find a product that fits truly a very global market, because traditionally speaking, residency and investments are, let's say, quote unquote, reserved for the rich, for the HNIs and the ultra HNIs. But now with this kind of product, I think we've opened up a bit of a mass market. So let's go Latvia, right? And for those who don't know where it is, I think you've got a map in front of you. It is situated basically in the Baltic states and in the northern part of Europe. And it's an excellent place for those who are planning to visit. At the moment, it is a snowy Latvia. So definitely, please do visit if you love the snowy weather. But if you don't, even in the summertime, it's actually very, very beautiful. So please go out and check it out. It has 100% literacy rate. And, to the surprising fact that many don't know, English is actually very widely spoken in the country of Latvia. So this was very surprising, because my thought process would be, European country, they don't speak English. That is completely a misnomer. So please check it out, and I think you will really have a fantastic tour. And for those who also are going, not only for that purpose. From a medical point of view, it is an excellent place, great infrastructure, access to healthcare. And the best part, as a businessman, corporate income tax, when it concerns retained earnings, absolutely zero. This is the best news. This could not be better for us. So this is something that is in line with let's say Dubai. Well, even Dubai now is a 9% corporate income tax. But in Latvia, when you don't distribute profits, it is still at a 0% tax, which is excellent if you're looking for a strong growth in your company. So let's go to the next slide, so I can give you a brief of why we are actually a different product than what is available on the market. So the Latvian government has a law where it says a 100,000 investment, but the company, so we TLG, first have to invest a minimum of 10 million euros, and so have an annual turnover on the balance sheet for a minimum of 10 million euros, which we now have. We have our social capital at 11.2 million on the company, and we have more than 50 plus employees in the company, physically in Latvia. So these were the big two conditions that the Latvian government wanted for us to actually commit to and prove before they could open up this category of investment. So there are other categories of investments, specifically the 50K one, but absolutely horrific when it comes to how many number of investors you can get. But more important than that, the peace of mind in that particular categories is absolutely horrific, simply because the social capital of some of these companies are 100 euros, 500 euros, 1,000 euros. What that means is that an investor investing 100,000 euros, or 10 investors or 100 investors putting all their money in a company, and that company will close their doors anytime. We've changed that dynamics completely. We are now a company that has an asset portfolio in Latvia for that company at 23 million. So this is basically why we believe companies like HOLBORN are even coming and working with us, because they trust that this product is actually good for their markets, and they can actually truly refer us, simply because this is our company is not one of those that will stop and start anytime. We are currently managing between 7 different countries, more than 200 million euros. So this is not flying by the seat of your pants. Next slide. So we can talk about specifically on the product. So this is actually an investment in L Hotels Latvia on the specific product of luxe, where the projects will be in investing in the city center of Riga. Already we are under negotiations for a 300-room portfolio of hotels that will be converted to a Wyndham/Ramada hotel, and given a 4-star and 5-star brand rating. And for those obviously who know, Wyndham is a very, very strong brand, more than 9,200 hotels in the world. So we are bringing absolutely exceptional service with full-scale dining and a whole host of amenities into these hotels. So on to the next one to describe about the investment itself. So here it is, the investment. It's 100,000 euros, very simple. And what we have done is, if you do invest in this on a token of 100,000 euros, the government has basically laid down a red carpet and said, well, you don't have any minimum number of stays. We say it's 1 day per year, simply because you do have to come at least once a year and renew the card. And the renewal of the card is from 1 day to the other. Now, this product comes with 100% guaranteed buyback, simply because the buyback is essentially guaranteed through the company itself, which is L Hotels Latvia, that has an asset portfolio. The buyback is at any time post 5 years. So simply there is a notification process, and you can have your buyback to exit from the program. Okay, so the minimum duration is the 5 years. Now, for those who wish to actually go for the permanent residency path or the citizenship path, there is basically a requirement of having a continuous residency proof, as well as giving a basic Latvian course of 150 hours or so online on Zoom, which we will assist you with, and also to quote unquote integrate into the Latvian society. And we will obviously, our legal team and our investor relation team will actually assist you on what the integration process would look like. So basically, these are your requirements if you do choose to go for the permanent residency or the citizenship path. However, if you decide to continuously just renew your temporary residency, then you can choose to do so on an every 5-year basis indefinitely. Okay. So what we do offer in exchange for the 100,000 euros is you have a free 7-day stay on an annualized basis with your entire family, not only in our Latvian hotels, but also in our Portuguese hotels, and also in the global hotels portfolio worldwide. And you can simply just go to the website that we will provide you on the hosting side, and there is no blackout dates whatsoever, and you can just go ahead and book and enjoy your European vacation every year with your family. Okay. It is very important for everyone to know that Lux product is currently only onboarding 100 investors. We will, of course, have a different product down the road, but at the moment, the number of investors that we will take in this particular product is at 100. And I must tell you very proudly, since the launch on the February the 11th, which is about less than a month, we have onboarded circa 25 plus investors already. And so you can already see that the product is fiery. It is clicking with all the right buttons. It is fast in terms of giving a residency card under a month if you are physically in Latvia, and under 3 months if you are applying remotely. So, I mean, there cannot be any better product. Comparatively, if you look at Portuguese or Greece or Malta or any other European residency, to be honest, no one is competing with the number of days in the processing time right now. Let's go to the next slide so we can talk about a little bit about the structure, so you can understand how we are structured and why this particular product will have a bit of peace of mind. So from the Lux product, we will invest into 3 areas. One is the smart hotels itself, but improving upon the hospitality sector, we have onboarded a new challenge of increasing the technology side and the AI side into these hotels. But further down the road, L Hotels Latvia is also working towards, in collaboration with our Portuguese project, to have a hospitality school to train hotel management graduates, and also not only for our own hotels, but also for the betterment of the hospitality sector in Latvia and in Portugal. So this is how the structure would work. And you as an investor would basically be a minority shareholder into the company at a B shareholding category that will have non-voting rights. And more importantly than non-voting rights, you also have no debt, no recourse on the investment, meaning your investment is at 100,000 and no more. Next slide, please. And so just very quickly on the GoldenVisa process itself. So the documents that you see in front of you is essentially all the documents, and we will send you these slides so you don't have to worry about it. But very simply, our onboarding process starts with a 3-step passport, proof of address, and a KYC check. Once our compliance team approves the investor, we can move on to signing with the contracts. And then after the contracts, it's simply a package that is listed below, and our processing team will help you essentially either remotely or in person if you come to Latvia. We also have offices in 7 different countries. So in Dubai, in India, in China, in Riga, in Latvia, in Portugal, of course, but also we are now expanding to some other places, especially in Africa. We will be having our first office very shortly there as well. And so we are totally available for meeting in person as well. So we can go to the next slide. And finally, just to kind of confirm how the investment would work is on the first stage, when the investor is onboarded, you are to reserve the unit. So like I said, we have more or less 25 plus investors already onboarded. So to reserve your unit, we request a 10,000 euro completely refundable deposit. So we can confirm your unit in Lux. And then after that, you can do your due diligence within the next 15 days. And within the next 15 days, it's a cool-off period. If you do like to not proceed, your investment of 10,000 is completely refundable, as I mentioned. You go ahead with that 100,000 investment, or basically 90,000. If you are just giving the top up, if you are giving it from a different account, it will be 100,000, and the 10,000 would be refunded. So we have both these options available as well. And in the next slide, we are just walking through very simply the cost calculator. So this is a family of 4, meaning in total, in 5 years, for a family of 4 with 2 adults and 2 children, the 5-year cost is 16,000 euros, out of which 10,000 is a non-refundable deposit that is given to the state budget, and the remaining 6,000 is distributed between the 5-year period, including all 4 renewals. So comparatively to other programs like Portugal, it is extremely cost effective, and it makes a lot of sense given given how much government fees should be when it comes to applications and renewals. And then in the next slide, we finally have now basically going back to Bandy so that we can have a discussion on several things that we just discussed. You're on mute.
Yes, thank you so much, Rahim, for sharing, and taking us deep inside the benefits of Latvia and what the product is, the investment, the documentation. I mean, you have made it this process a lot more simpler. So thank you so much for sharing. So yeah, now I would like to open this, this discussion to our panelists, all our esteemed panelists. We have this topic here, and you can just dive in and take this discussion ahead. Because it's a very important topic. I'm sure that how has the residency by investment industry evolved over the past 5 years, and where is it headed? I think the second part is more important as to where it is headed, so that it becomes for easier for our investors, potential investors, or partners to understand it much more better and take more informed decisions. So over to you, Azima, Sumit, and Rahim.
Yeah, I think it's a good question there, and I think we should really, instead of the typical Q&A, I think this is more important to have a good discussion here. From my side, the past 5 years has been a roller coaster, to be honest, with us seeing so many programs come from so many governments, and if their quotas are fulfilled, they cancel it, or if they get governmental pressure or voter bank pressure, they will cancel these programs. And we believe that the term golden visa also gets blasphemed a little bit, a lot, but it is what it is. It brings money to the country, and it is for the development of the country. And at least the structures that we have is not your typical buy real estate apartments and hold them and sell them and flip them. We are actually creating jobs. So the last 5 years have been, in some countries, especially focusing on Portugal and Latvia, they are in a very good shape because they are focusing on business investments. So I believe it should continue the way it is, or improve it even better. But Sumit, what do you think?
I remember during the COVID times, there was a great influx of new inquiries coming from across the world, especially from India, because Indian health infrastructure was crumbling that time and people were looking for plan B. They had this thinking about, if we have money and cannot do anything, what is the point of having money? So that point of we saw a lot of people getting the inquiries and going ahead with the programs, like the Portugal program became the major hit that time. And that becomes such a catalyst for the Portugal program and their version of real estate investment, that I think every year they were raising 500 million euros through these kind of programs, and investors are flocking. In fact, there was a reverse migration happening from the US to Portugal. Even the Americans were interested in the Portugal program. And that success of Portugal programs become a catalyst for other countries to think about how they can showcase the program and start the program for themselves. Hungary, the country that used to have the program, they shut it down, but now they come up with a newer version of the program. So the number of programs across the world are increasing. At the same time, it is becoming increasingly difficult for the countries to cope up with the regulations because of the anti-money laundering that is happening around the world. And because of the citizens of the country who would not like to have many people coming to their country. So the resistance is increasing. It is going to be increasingly difficult for the people to I mean, if it is it right now to get access to one country, probably after 2 years, it is going to be more difficult. So I always suggest to an investor, if you want to decide now, do it now. It's not, there is no point of waiting for 2 years. It is also always going to be difficult from here.
And your thoughts, Azima?
Hazima, you're on mute. No.
No.
Can't hear you. I think network issue.
There are some Q&A as well, Bandy. Maybe we can talk about that.
Yes, I think let's go towards Q&A, and once it's better for Azima, we can get back. So the first question is, what is the exact residency requirement by days for citizenship in Latvia? So Rahim, Sumit, if anybody can, or from you can take this up.
Actually, this is very easy question. What is the residency requirement? Invest. That's really the requirement that is there. Really nothing else. I mean, of course, a clean police clearance record is one of the mandatory items that is there. But generally speaking, it's the investment. It's to become a shareholder in the company. And so the best thing about our project is that the requirements are less on the investor and more on our company. And this is where the investor can be a little bit more stress-free and hands-free, versus if they were doing this by themselves, they would have to, pay 40,000 euros in taxes every year, maintain the company, pay employees. I mean, high net worth investor investing, in global markets and, having so many companies in worldwide or focusing on their business in their jurisdiction would be the least one to actually start a small business in Latvia and then, do all of these requirements. So really the structure that we have is, we are in the driver's seat and you are in the passenger seat, and let's go for the ride.
That's great. Thank you so much for sharing. I think this question is basically they want to know more about what are the requirements when it comes to days, like a minimum requirement, to spend in Latvia, I think, for citizenship.
Actually, so there is no physical requirement stay in terms of number of days, if that's what the question is. So and if it is regarding to the permanent residency, then yes. So in the permanent residency case, after the 5th year, and as long as you maintain a legal residence for the first 5 years, and what we highly recommend is that if you are looking at doing this for a permanent residency purpose, then please don't visit 1 day per year. Spend more time, get integrated into the society. The country is offering you a citizenship basically on the red carpet. So don't take it lightly. Be a Latvian, go spend some time, put your kids to summer school, get a membership. And, of course, our teams can assist you with this. But, don't expect to just, get a citizenship with just visiting 1 day per year.
Right. I think so. Basically, it's 5 years of temporary residency plus 5 years of permanent residency. So I think after 10 years, the pathway to citizenship opens up, right?
And let me tell you, 10 years go by very fast, actually, in this business.
True. Great. Thank you so much. The next question is, if a family has 2 kids, aged 15 and 16, can they be included in the program, and up to what age? I think this is a very straightforward question. If there are 2 kids, 15 and 16, can they be included in the program?
The answer is yes.
Yeah. Yes. So children,
as long as they're not married.
And yes.
Hey, you never know. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a possibility also. But yes, up to the age of 18, children are included under one investment. So yes, husband, wife, and kids below 18 for sure. And the same person has asked as to what happens at the time of renewal. Do the kids are allowed if they are above 18 years by then?
So the law is very simple on this. They can renew it as long as they are actually dependents. So even if they are 19 or 20 or 25 or 30, as long as they are dependents to the parents, they are eligible. However, if they do get married and if the declaration is made, then they will be a main applicant and they will have to apply for their own golden visa. And of course, their spouse.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Rahim. I think we have some questions also. I think we are live on LinkedIn. So a few of our, viewers are also posting questions there. So one is, what are the tax implications for especially Pakistanis investors investing in EU Golden Visa programs, especially considering the double taxation treaty between Pakistan and EU countries?
Yeah, so I think this is actually a very good question. So this, well, first of all, let me give that disclaimer that I'm not an accountant. Let it be international accountant, let it be specialized in Pakistani law. So, take it with a grain of salt on this. But of course, from a dual tax treaty, very simple, which is one of the good things actually, because Latvia and Portugal and some other European countries do have actually a crazy amount of dual taxation treaty with almost pretty much the world. So this is actually a good part. The fact remains is that the tax is there on the worldwide income, which is the truth. However, the enforcement is the question. Now, you must, and you are obliged to make the declaration. But because of the dual tax treaty, there will be a credit system, and there'll be a difference in the taxation that will be paid in whichever country you are a tax resident of. Okay. For more information, of course, and if there is a specific case, we can dive into it. And we have, of course, international tax experts. We work with EY and Grant Thornton actually for these services. So we're happy to make some introductions as well. And, so get in touch with us. And if there is a specific case, what I can tell you is that, like I said earlier, Latvia has a great corporate tax structure. And, if you are looking at business opportunities and opening up your company, I would definitely recommend Latvia as one of those countries for, let's call it tax avoidance, to be open with that.
Cool, that's great. Thank you so much. I think the next question you have already answered, but just read it out, that to apply for citizenship, does one have to show integration into citizenship? I think they mean into the country. It says, right, to apply for citizenship, then the investors do need to show, or the applicants do need to show some
Look,
integration.
the thing is that the honest truth to this is that when you make the application goes to a human person. We are still not, they have still not AI'd all of this. So it goes to a human person, and they use logic and reasoning, and they also look at the documentation that is in front of them, and they make a decision if you are eligible or not. Okay, so there is no automatic approvals in the case of citizenship. So, and we believe that, and the law is very clear that you must have XYZ checks that applies for integration. We will share with you actually a legal opinion, which is on our website as well. And in our chat box, actually, we'll share the website shortly as well. So you can log into the website and also check out, what are the legal opinions there. And this will actually, walk you through on exactly what the requirements are and what documents that is needed for you to become a citizen. But more or less, what I have in terms of experience is that this is a manual process, and it requires, for you to consistently have proofs enough over the next 5 to 10 years that you were in, that you have some links to the country. Okay. And let's be honest, this is not just Latvia. This is also with Portugal. It's pretty much the same law. It is also with Greece. It is also with every other European country. So this is where Europe is heading. They do not want to just distribute citizenship. they want you to be integrated into their society. So, no matter where you go, this will be the answer that you will receive.
Great, absolutely. Thank you so much. I think next question again we have from LinkedIn. It's a very, like not a very specific one related to any country, but it says to receive a golden visa after investing in real estate, how long does it take, and what country do you usually advise is faster in terms of golden visa in EU?
Maybe Sumit can take this one.
Yeah, for Latvia and Hungary, they have the fastest processing. I think if the application is sorted, then within a month or so, you can go ahead with your. Of course, there's a process for that. You have to show up in the country as well and fulfill the requirements. But yeah, Hungary and Latvia, they are at least you're talking about golden visa. I'm especially talking about the temporary residency over here, which is going to be possible with Hungary and Latvia, the fastest one right now.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing that, Sumit. The next question is, which country PCC is required for a person living in other country, not legal, but from long time? I mean,
Police clearance certificate is talking about.
yes. Yes, but other country not legal from long time is something.
Yeah, so the law is very clear on this. You need a police clearance certificate from where you were physically resided in the last 12 months. Okay, so you don't need it from the place of birth. You only need the police clearance certificate from the place of birth when you apply for citizenship, which is not today. For your temporary residency, it's only for the last 12 months, wherever you have resided. Legal or not legal is actually, if you are, let's say, an undocumented person in the United States, you can still get your FBI clearance. Okay, so the law is very clear on that. Even I've never lived in the United States, but even I can get an FBI clearance. Well, what will the FBI clearance show? It will just show my name, and it will show no record found. And that's what you really need, in that certificate, right? So anyone in the entire world can apply and get a clearance certificate. And if it doesn't show anything, basically you have the record that it doesn't have. There is no criminal record whatsoever. Okay? So that's how it works.
Yes, I think that's what the question meant. So thank you so much, Rahim, for answering. So as far as the questions are concerned, we do not have any more questions in the Q&A session, but we still have 5 to 10 minutes to go. So if anybody still has any questions, please feel free to post in the chat. And so yeah, and if at all, if there are some queries that might pop up later, Azima, if your speaker is fine, yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Great.
We have this question. Maybe we can, spend some time discussing this, because especially HOLBORN is online. So
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things. There are two different objectives for people to go ahead with residency versus the citizenship. As we mentioned initially, people would like to stay in their native place and want to have a plan B for themselves for the unforeseen future. That becomes because residency would solve the problem for you not staying in that country for more than 1 day per year and continuing with your business. But with citizenship, of course, it takes a different route. So there are 3-4 points over here. At least with the Indians, the citizenship comes by abandoning your own passport. There are few countries which allow dual citizenship, but you can have multiple citizenship or multiple residencies without having constraint of where you want to live or not, and you can choose from that. And I think the major difference would only be that if you want to dedicate yourself to the country by being in there, being a voter over there, and planning to serve the army or the government job, then of course you'll have to go ahead with citizenship by citizenship route. But if the plan is only to have a superficial kind of affiliation with the country, then residency would become more handy and more practical for the investors. So that is the major difference that we have seen.
Absolutely, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Azima, your viewpoint?
I think I should strongly agree with Mr. Sumit on this, that although both of the programs, residency and citizenship, have their own pros and cons and more benefits, both have equal and opposite benefits to the programs. Although citizenship program gives you that voter rights and, the more strongness towards, more commitment towards the country, but the investment by residency programs gives you a lot of value in regards to traveling, stress-free, educating yourself in different countries, having the luxury to travel, study, live, enjoy the quality of life, and diversifying your portfolios, making investments in countries where you wish to expand. So those kind of benefits, people look forward for themselves and for their families, right? So having an investment program which gives you residency also serves a lot of value in general as well. So I strongly agree with Mr. Sumit that it is a strong program where you can actually have a residency in a country. So.
Tax implication is also one of the things, people would want to acquire the citizenship of a country which doesn't tax, especially countries like Caribbeans. And so they just want to avoid the bracket. So that, it really serves very different purposes over here. That is what I think.
Yeah, I also would like to mention something. I mean, yes, it is absolutely great to go for a citizenship by investment program, but there is absolute cost prohibition on this. I mean, if you want to go for something very quick, Malta offers it for almost close to 1.2 million, which is not so accessible for many, right? And it does offer you a passport within 12 months, which is amazing. However, if you look at it, really, I think given the power that you have on the TRC card, which is a temporary residency card, I mean, honestly, sometimes I ask my question, why should you actually give up your let's say your Indian passport or your Pakistani passport? As long as you have the rights to enter and exit the country without any issue, and you can do your banking and you can set up your business and you have a pathway to citizenship, why should you actually put 1.2 million or more, or the $5 million Trump card? I don't see that as the wisest choice. Rather, I would put the 100 in Latvia and put the 1.1 and take at least a 50% debt for another 1.1, and circa 2.5 million can be put into an amazing apartment building project or a hotel project that will quadruple your investment. So I really don't believe that you should buy your citizenship. I think you should earn your citizenship. So that's 2 cents from me.
That's a great tip on leveraging your portfolio, Ring.
Absolutely. Back to Bandy.
I mean, everybody had such great viewpoints about this, the citizenship and residency. So I hope most of the points have been already clarified as to, what is really the difference. And as Rahim rightly said, that you should earn your citizenship rather than buying. So I think Latvia is definitely a very good option, when it comes to residency or even citizenship for that matter. So thank you once again for sharing. I think we have a couple of more questions. I'll just take this quickly and then probably we can end this. So it says, how does Latvia Golden Visa program integrate EU AML directives and domestic due diligence? And what impact does it have on investor liquidity and exit strategies to another EU country for investment? Is it too long?
No, I mean, it's a very specific technical question about anti-money laundering. I think it would vary actually where you want to channelize your money and the money is coming from. So it doesn't have a very straightforward answer, at least from my point of view here. He has to be specific about which country he's talking about, from where to where.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, look, see, so from my standpoint, like we are an asset manager, we are licensed through the regulator here. Very simply, AML is actually the heavy topic here in EU, and due diligence, domestic or international, is also very, very strong when it comes to making sure that we are onboarding the right client. We take this very, very seriously. Let's put it this way. So we will actually not even touch the investor's money, be it €1 or 100 million euro, if we don't feel comfortable in onboarding them. So this is essentially how we are structured. We are a long-term player, so we want to be extremely cautious on the source of funds and how the whole investment is structured and where the money is coming from and whatnot, right? So now the thing is, not everyone understands or has an understanding of AML or transfer pricing, or how the source of funds can be proved. So let's talk. This is what we are experts at. This is what we have a full-blown compliance team with. So if you are not sure that you have the right methodology behind it, let's have a conversation, and we aim to figure things out. And we go from there. Okay. So yeah, go ahead, Penny.
Exactly. Thanks. The last one here is not specific to GoldenVisa, but it says if someone on a visitor visa or no status in a country, can he be eligible to apply for Latvian residency?
Yeah, anyone can. Anyone. If you invest, you can.
Yes. Investment is the most important criteria,
yes.
Right?
If you are on a visitor visa or a no status visa also, what I understand is, if you had a visitor visa in the past and you are still in the Schengen zone and your visa has expired, I think this is probably what the question is. But if you are still in the Schengen zone, yes, you can. There is no restriction from that point of view. We will, of course, our legal team will, of course, see what is the nuance on that, and will advise. But there's no reason why you cannot.
Thanks so much for highlighting that. So we have no further questions, right? So should we call it today? Anyone from our panelists, if you want to share any ending remarks, please feel free. In the meantime, let me just highlight the webinar for next week. So I'm sure you all must be aware that we have started this series since last couple of months, and every Wednesday we have webinars. Today we have Sumit Singh from HOLBORN. Likewise, we might have him again soon. But we have our esteemed partners and panelists, from across the globe, to put some more highlight on this entire European residency, pathway. So next week we have the topic will be EU Golden Visas, Pathways to Citizenship and Financial Security, and our esteemed panelist would be Carlos Kiri, he is our Director for Business Development. Afsana Lakhani, she is our Chief Strategy Officer. Rahim Lakhani, of course, our President and CEO. We have Mr. Suren Uppal, he is the Founder Director of SEO Global. And we have Rukum Satyarth, the Business Strategy Analyst for SEO Global. So I'm sure this is going to be another interesting session like it was today. And we welcome you all to please spread a word and join this webinar as well. And welcome all your connections also to join the webinar. So here we have our number. So if you have any further queries, if you want to know how we can get associated or how we can collaborate, this is our number is here. You can also connect with us on our website, which is www.thelakhanigroup.com or thlgglobal.com. You can also email us at info@thelakhanigroup.com. and you can have access to our data room, which Rahim has already shared in the chat. So you can just access this link and view all the necessary documents, that are required for this program. How our company in Latvia is, like the government opinion that the Latvian government has given us, and all necessary documents required. So please feel free to access this link, and let's connect. You have all our contact details. Reach out to us and we will be more than happy to assist you. Thank you once again for joining us today. And we look forward to, having you with us next week as well. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great evening ahead. Bye-bye. Thank you to our esteemed panelists. Sorry for Azima.
Thank you.
And everybody who joined us today. Thank you so much. And our backend team who is working very hard, to make this webinar series a great success. So thank you, everyone. Thanks to TIG Global. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
So much.
The Lakhani Group Global, crafting the future of hospitality in venture capital.